and welcome to Blossom Sandwich Sews. My name is Yvette and welcome to 2024. I thought before we all get over the whole New Year thing, I would give you a run through of all of my 2023 sewing projects that I made for myself. But to make it a bit more interesting, I thought I would rate each project to see what I enjoyed making and what I ended up wearing of all the things that I made last year. So 2023 was the first full year that I've used Stash Hub, which is the app that my husband and I have created together. So I'll put more information in the description if you're interested in trying it out for yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through my Stash Hub and all of my projects that I made. So throughout 2023, I made a total of 42 projects. But of those 42, I only made 25 projects for myself. So I feel quite good that I haven't done, purely selfish sewing last year. So I did make quite a few projects for Project Dress a Girl. I made 10 dresses in total for that. And I also participated in the big sew off where I made quite a lot of things during the 24-hour sew-a-thon. And then there's a few projects that I made for Doug and for my mum as well. So I'm not going to include those because this is sort of about my personal feelings of mostly do I enjoy wearing those and like would I make that project again. So let's just get cracking. So I'm going to start in January. So my first project of 2023 were these black Winslow culottes. So I had originally used this fabric, which is the black stretch viscose Katie from the new Craft House. I bought this fabric to make a dress for this James Bond themed party. So I used a vintage pattern to make like a 70s inspired Bond girl dress. And I really loved the fabric and it was absolutely perfect for that dress. But I thought I'm not going to get like huge amounts of wear out of a sort of deep neckline, halter neck, floor length dress. So I thought I'll buy some more of the fabric and make something more everyday. So I made these Winslow culottes, but honestly, I don't think I've worn them like at all since I made them. So these are going straight into the bottom tier. I should have explained I'm just going to do 3 categories for the ranking of my project. So it's going to be bottom tier, which is wish I never made it, mid, which is like it's okay, maybe it'll grow on me, could tweak these things about it, and then top tier, which is like my wardrobe staples. So anyway, yeah, these Winslow culottes are going into the bottom tier, kind of wish I hadn't bothered. So not starting the year in the most positive way, but I think it's important to think about like why I didn't get on with these. And I think partly is because they're black and I've kind of moved away from wearing like things that are too much black and too much plain, because the whole sort of idea of sewing is that I want colour and fun in my wardrobe. So yeah, the black, and then also this fabric's quite weighty, so it's like there's a lot of fabric in the Winslow culottes, so also that is not like ideal. They just don't sort of swish like I would like, and they feel kind of formal because of the like weight of the fabric. And the length maybe as well is maybe not me. So yeah, all in all, didn't enjoy these. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with them, whether I will like donate them through Give Your Best or try and like refashion them. But at the moment I'm kind of leaning towards donate. But anyway, that's the first project. So let's see if the next one's any more successful. This one I know is definitely going straight into top tier. So happy days, we've done at least one success. So I think what I love most about this project, my Romey dress, is the fabric. It just pops so beautifully. This is a Fabric Godmother design, and they take like vintage designs and recolor them. So they've obviously injected like tons and tons of color into this design. And also with the Romey pattern, it's so loose and comfortable. It's just really easy to wear. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I wear it all the time. Love it, top tier. Okay, I feel like we've evened out now. What's next? So next up is this one, which is the Helen's Closet March dress. And I used 2 different fabrics from like a quilting collection. So this is the final dress. So this one, I think I'm going to put it into the mid tier. I'm not just trying to use up all the tiers, but I think I do like this, but I don't like it all the time. I've got to feel like quite confident to wear this because it is quite out there. When I was making this, I had a bit of a nightmare because I cut out just one panel of the skirt, like just the front. And then when I was sewing it, I was like, oh my God, like, where's the back of the skirt? And I didn't have enough fabric to like just cut it out. So then I did this design where I used like a panel, like a strip in the middle, and then a little bit of the fabric along the bottom. So it did work out in the end, and I think it looks like it's deliberately supposed to be like that. But yeah, the process was a little bit fraught. It kind of had to keep adapting the plans. But yeah, I think it is really cute, but it's not something like that I love to wear all the time, if that makes sense. It's because it's very much something like handmade, not like something you'd buy in a shop. But I do like it, but yeah, I think it's not like my everyday go-to. What is up next? Okay, another one for top tier. So this is the Wilder gown by Friday Pattern Company in this sort of motel, like kind of American countryside type print from Lady McElroy. I think I bought this actually at the Knitting and Stitching show at the end of 2023 because I met up with my friend Heyso Georgie, who runs the Heyso Sister Shop, and she bought the same fabric, and I believe she made a Lyra dress with hers. But yeah, I wear this all the time. I really like it. Similar reasons, I think, to the Romey dress, which is my other one that's currently in the top tier. It's really like colourful and it shows off the print, and it's also really comfy. I can eat a lot, happy days. So yeah, that's another top tier one. So we're up to March now. So what's next? Okay, another one. So this is a fabric that I bought for the Sew Yellow Ferendo challenge, which is hosted by Jess, who is So What If I Sew. And she said you don't have to make something that is fully yellow. You could use something with yellow accents. So I chose this fabric, and I've actually got so much wear out of it than the things I've made in previous iterations of the Sew Yellow Ferendo challenge, because I think I'm just more comfortable in it. So this is the dress that I made. It is the Myosotis dress. This is the first time I've made the Myosotis. I didn't actually make a toile. This is just it, and it just fit really well. So I was really pleased with it. And again, it's really comfortable. So it's in my top tier, along with my other colourful, comfortable dresses. So I feel like there is going to be a theme coming out of this. But yeah, I was really pleased with this. And I don't remember finding the process too difficult. I think I adjusted the length of the tiers just to get it a sort of comfortable length for me. But yeah, it's really cute. And I also used these yellow Pigeon Wishes buttons on it, which I think was a cute detail as well. So next up, I made this top, which is the Vera top by Forget Me Not Patterns for So Frugal. So the stipulation of this challenge is you use like a free pattern. So I chose the Vera top because I really like Forget Me Not Patterns. They've got really interesting details. And I used this viscose jersey, which I picked up at the Olive Road London fabric swap at the start of 2023. So it was a super frugal because I didn't have to buy the fabric or the pattern. So this is what I made, but this is afraid this is going in bottom tier. So that's 2 plain black garments in my bottom tier so far. So yeah, I think the plain black, it's just not working for me, guys. I also feel like I don't love this because I really, really struggled with the process of making it. I don't know if you guys feel this way, but when projects are really difficult, it makes me hate the finished garment. Even if it turned out okay in the end, it just like brings me flashbacks to the sewing trauma, and I just don't want to wear it. So this, because it was quite a sort of flimsy, slippery viscose jersey, and then I had to make the V-neck, I really, really struggle with it, and you can sort of see that it doesn't quite sit right, and I feel kind of like conscious about it. And I think also the shoulders are a bit wide for me on this as well. You can see they're sort of hanging off the edge of my shoulder. So I didn't love the process of making this, and I don't think the quality is like up to my standards of the finished garment. And also you'll notice I don't have a head in these photos. It's because I really wanted to enter the So Frugal challenge to support Sam and Ruan, but I had COVID at the time like it finishing, so I didn't want my sickly head in the photos. So yeah, I haven't worn that top a lot, I have to say, but I don't think it's like good enough quality for like donating either, so maybe I'll have to think about refashioning that one. Next up is another challenge. I really enjoy the sewing challenges, and I feel like I was really on it at the start of the year, but this is a patina blouse, but I made it to replicate an outfit that I wore as like a baby. I think I was about 9 months old in the original photo. So I've tried to recreate the original photo with like the brown photo studio backdrop and all that. Yeah, I really enjoyed making this project. I think I had to crop it because on the pattern the hips were a bit narrow. I think I really need to get into like grading out the hips and just do that from the start for patterns, because I find that even though the measurements match me on the pattern, I find that the hips are too tight for my comfort, and then it makes it not sit right. But yeah, I just cropped it because I like a crop anyway, and I also tend to tuck my tops in a lot of the time. But I have worn this a lot and I think it's really fun. I added the ruffle, which isn't in the original pattern, just to make it more similar to my outfit that I wore as a baby. So that was part of the So Recreate the Look challenge, I don't know if I said, and that's hosted by Charlene and Jen. So yeah, I really enjoyed that project. That was really fun, kind of a silly concept, but I did enjoy that. And it's another floral, another colourful one, so that's in my top tier. And I haven't made any more patina blouses since, but I would really like to make more because I do wear this one a lot. Okay, so this is more of a summer make. Let's check the date that we are on here. So, okay, we're up to May now. So this was a mashup of the Tilly and the Buttons Marnie pattern and the Sagebrush top, because I had tried a toile of the Marnie top, but it just didn't work for me. I felt, what did I feel? I think the shoulders were too wide to the extent that it was sort of restricting my movement. And because of the way that there are seams sort of placed here on the Marnie top, I just didn't know how to adjust it without kind of changing the whole design. So, but I did enjoy doing the pin tucks and the undulating pin tucks as well. Let me see if I can show you that. So I did enjoy that technique, and I thought, you know what's got a similar yoke is the Sagebrush top, and I had already made a previous version of that. So I decided, yeah, let's do the Sagebrush top mash up with those pin tucks. So it's not really got a lot of the Marnie in, just that technique. So all I had to do was add some extra length in and then fold it back up into those pin tucks, if that makes sense. So I've got a picture up close here. So I did really enjoy the process of this, but I'm not quite sure about the finished outcome. Let me know what you think. I think maybe it's because of the fabric, because it's quite structured and it also creases quite easily, which means I have to iron it before I wear it, which kind of puts me off. But it is cute. I decided not to cuff the sleeves because I also added these pin tucks to the sleeves, but that gives them a huge amount of volume. But yeah, I'm going to put this as a mid-tier. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that idea. Okay, we're back in top tier territory, guys. It's all good. So what happened, the story with this one is I was scrolling through my Stash Hub catalogue of all my fabrics, and I kept thinking, oh gosh, I've put the same one in twice, but actually it was these two like completely different fabrics, but they just had a really similar colour palette. So that got me thinking, like, could I like pair them together to make a kind of you know, pattern clash, but still tied together by the colours. So I made this dress, which is, let me check the number, Vogue V8997. So I made this for the new Craft House spring party, and I did a toile of the pattern, and because it's got cup sizes, I found I didn't need to do too many adjustments and it fit quite nicely. And it's got a really big panelled swishy skirt and pockets, I have to say, and pockets. So that was really good. And it was the first time, I think, or one of the few like big four patterns that I've made. And I think a lot of people are very negative about the sizing and the instructions on the big commercial pattern, so I was a bit nervous about it, but I really loved the design, so I thought I'll give it a go. And actually I didn't find it bad at all. Like the fitting was fine because of the cup sizes, and also, yeah, I didn't really struggle with the instructions either. It's lined, the bodice, with a zip up the back, so that was really cute. I really enjoyed making and wearing that. I haven't worn it a lot, but it's just because I don't get a lot of occasion to wear it. It feels way too dressy to wear, like, at the time I was working in the lab, so I felt like I can't really walk around the lab wearing a big flouncy dress. So yeah, I'm gonna put that in top tier. Really liked it. All I need to do is decide what to do with the rest of this fabric. So I've still got almost 2.5 meters left of this fabric, but I kind of feel unmotivated to sew it in a way because I've already got something in that fabric. So I don't know whether I should de-stash it or use it for another project. Okay, next up is my make for the So Fruity challenge, which is one that I host myself in June. So I found this fabric at Hey So Sister, and it's like a fruity print but like a different take on it because it's like little cans. I have to say that the idea of a fizzy banana flavoured drink is rank to me. That sounds absolutely horrendous, but it's a cute design, and I was like, yeah, this is going to be something different. For some reason on this project, I decided to not trust my previous self, and I made the Ashton top, which in the past, when I first started sewing, I made a lot of adjustments to for better fitting. I decided to ignore all of those adjustments and just make it as the pattern says, and then it didn't fit that great. And I'm like, why did I do this? So yeah, I don't really wear this that much because I think it just doesn't fit me very well. It's too tight over the bust and it makes the front kind of kick forwards. I don't know if you can see in this picture, but it kind of swings the front forwards. So although I love the print and it's very cute, it just doesn't fit me. So I think I'm gonna have to bottom tier this one, sadly. Maybe I can donate it. It is cute for the summer, but it just doesn't fit me. So that's sad. I should really just trust me from the past, but roller coaster's going back up because we're on to my Dani pants. You might have seen my previous video where I did fitting on the Dani pants. They're my only trousers that fits like really well and I love them. So I decided to finally get around to making another pair, and in like a blue denim-y type fabric. They fit really well. They're super comfy because they're elasticated almost all the way around the waist, but they still have a zip fly at the front. They're just so wearable. I love them. I wear them all the time. So yeah, top tier Dani pants, not a lot else to say. So next up we've got a matching set. So I made the Friday Pattern Company Donny top, but it didn't fit so great, and I think it's because I did the cursed sticking together of A4 sheets, and also I don't think the printing was to scale as well, so that it might have been my fault is basically what I'm saying. But anyway, I think the top kind of came out too big, and I think the shoulders were super too big, so I ended up taking quite a lot off the shoulders to get it to fit. And then I had this idea to use like contrasting viscose fabric because I didn't have quite enough fabric to do the skirt and the top, and I really wanted to make the co-ord set. But if I had done it again, I would have used the contrast for like the top bit of the collar as well, because at the moment it's just that part. I don't know what they're called, but hopefully that makes sense. You can't see it because it's under my hair in this. Maybe this picture shows it better. Here we go. So it kind of looks like not as deliberate as what I was hoping for, and that was because that was the first time of me making that pattern, so I wasn't sure how it was all going to come together. But yeah, if I did that again, I would have done the whole collar in the contrast, and I think that would have looked quite cute. I did use the contrast to make like the waist tie on the skirt, and I did like a slit in the skirt, which is quite cute. So yeah, I'm gonna go mid-tier for this. I haven't worn it a lot. I think last year the weather wasn't so great during the summer, so I didn't have like huge amounts of opportunities to wear them both together. But yeah, mostly I'm just annoyed that it was too big because I messed up the pattern. I have now got it reprinted A0, so I think I'll just go back to that if I make another Donny. And then hopefully I'll be able to make a version that fits a bit better. And yeah, the skirt, I wasn't sure whether to crop it shorter or keep it as the length it was, but I did a poll and I guess it came out as you like that length, or maybe I just ignored it and decided. Anyway, I decided to make it that length, but I could always change it if I find that I don't wear it. So yeah, that's in the middle tier. Next up is another co-ord. I think it was maybe the year of the co-ords. And this one I'm not convinced about. This is another one for my own challenge, the So Fruity challenge. And I used the Helen's Closet Gilbert top and the Dani pants. But even though I've made both of these patterns loads and really love them, I felt like the fit wasn't great on them. Like, I don't know, maybe it was because of the fabric, because it was quite a structured cotton. And I don't know, I just felt like it was a lot. So this is me wearing it in July, but it actually wasn't very warm. It was quite windy and quite chilly. So I did just take the pictures and then have to go and get changed into something warmer. And so I haven't really had a chance to wear this, so maybe that's affecting my decision. But yeah, I'm going to put this in the bottom tier because I did only wear it to take these photos. But yeah, maybe if I go like on a nice holiday or we have a sunnier summer, then this will get its chance to shine. But yeah, that's bot tier, unfortunately. So next up is this floral Roscoe. So this fabric I bought from Boys in York, which I have to say is really good, and I don't know why they don't have them here. Very sad. Anyway, bought this fabric, it was a bargain, and then I made the Roscoe top by True Bias, and I wear this a lot. I especially love the combo with my red Dani pants, which I made ages ago, to the extent that I've had to like repair the inner thigh, thanks Chub Rub. But yeah, I really like this, love the colours. It's like, yeah, comfy, bright, floral, checks all the boxes, top tier. Okay, 2023 is obviously the year of Barbie, or the summer of Barbie anyway. So I had this fabric already in my stash and I thought, yeah, let's go for it. I think we can do something Barbie with this. It's cute. It's got a lot of pink in it. So I made the Summer in London Seasons of East dress, which I had got in a haystack pack, I think, which is a monthly digital subscription. I'll put that in the description, but basically you get a pattern every month and discount codes for shops. So this is my Barbie dress, this is how it turned out. And I really, really enjoyed the process of making this actually. I put quite a lot of work into the fitting because it is quite a fitted bodice. And I think the fit came out good in the end. The only thing that I would change is like where the seam is, because I think the side seam is too far forwards. Like it needs to come more in the middle. But apart from that, like the actual fit I think is good. I just need to like take a strip off one pattern piece and put it onto the other. But because it was princess seamed, it was quite easy to fit, and I quite like the sort of sweetheart neckline as well. Although I love the process of making this, I have only worn it like once, and that was to go and see the Barbie movie. So I'm going to put it in middle tier just because I don't think I'm going to get a lot of wear out of it. I don't think I can justify putting it in top tier because it's not a wardrobe staple, although I did enjoy making it. And I think it's because it's sort of strappy and I don't feel like confident to wear it like unless it's like really sunny or I'm going to the Barbie movie. So yeah, that's what's in mid tier, but I did really enjoy this project and I am glad that I made it. So next up is this, which is was kind of an experimental project which didn't really work out. So I had this teal French terry fabric and I was going to make the Eloisa, which is in the Building the Pattern sewing book. So I've made the dress version of this, which I liked, but it wasn't perfect for, like the fit wasn't perfect. Like this seam above the bust was a bit low down, and so it wasn't quite flattering. But anyway, I thought I'd give it another go and do some adjustments to it. So there are lots of different versions, so I thought maybe I could try making like a t-shirt version. But the French terry, like I haven't used French terry apart from this project, and I don't really know what it's for. Like, it's a really weird fabric because it's thicker, it's heavier than like a cotton jersey. So it's not quite t-shirt fabric, but it's not like warm and cozy for a jumper either. So I don't know, maybe it's better for like bottoms if you want like lightweight joggers or something. But yeah, if you're a fan of French terry, let me know what it's about. But anyway, I thought I'll do like a top with this, but yeah, it just sort of didn't work out. So I did the adjustment, but I think I adjusted it too much. So now that wavy seam is too high on my chest, and the sleeves came out too short. This is a dreadful picture. I didn't even get like a nice picture of this because I just didn't sort of know like what to do with it. I think originally I was going to do it short sleeve, but then that looked wrong. So then I did it long sleeve, but then the sleeve still turned out too short. Also, it's like a bit of a wardrobe orphan. I don't know what to wear it with. So yeah, this one is bottom tier, unfortunately. Next up is a fabric that I picked up at the sewing swap in January. And it was a really funky fabric. I think it might even be like a furnishing fabric or something. But originally, I had made the Heyday dungarees, which would have been in probably a tier below the bottom tier. They were just dreadful on me. I don't know whether it's because I made the wrong size or just because of the shape of my body, but they just didn't fit. Like, I'm quite curvy, like I've got a bum and boobs and quite a rounded back as well. So maybe that's why the sort of straight up and down dungarees didn't really work for me, because there wasn't room for everything to fit in it. But yeah, I just felt absolutely awful in them. And then I had all these sort of plans. So I had more of the fabric left. So I'd cut out new legs and I was thinking of cutting the legs off, putting the new legs on to see if that would give me some more room in them. But then I kind of lost enthusiasm for the whole plan and it was on the back burner for a bit. But then I was going to the big sew off and I needed to decide what projects to bring. So I brought the Heyday dungarees that I'd made for myself, and they just needed like a few bits, like finishing off, like the hems and finishing a few seams and stuff. So I was like, you know what? I think somebody else could enjoy wearing these, somebody who's not got like my body. So I was like, I'm going to bring that. And then with the trouser legs I cut out, I could just make some different trousers. And then I had to use some like other little bits of fabric for like the waistband lining and stuff like that. But I managed to like squeeze out the trousers basically. So I thought I'll just abandon the dungarees. I'll make some trousers that I know will fit me. So I did the Dani pants because they're my tried and tested. So this is a final outcome. They're very funky trousers. I didn't have a zip, so I've just got, they just pull on. But I think they work fine. They're not the comfiest fabric to wear because I don't think it's like 100% natural fibre. But they're fun. I haven't worn them much, but yeah, I'm going to put them in mid-tier just because I really like the fabric. I might regret that and think, oh no, these are bottom tier. But yeah, I do think they were a fun project. Okay, I think the top thing about this project, my Shrek project, is a photo shoot. But I'm going to tell you about the project. So I had this Shrek fabric that I bought from Hey So Sister quite a long time ago, and I had this free pattern for like a kind of oversized t-shirt from True Bias that I wanted to try. And so I was like, okay, I'll make my Shrek fabric. And then when I finished it, we went to like the sort of woods area and did this really, I was aiming for a kind of quite serious, quite like editorial style photo shoot. And then it started raining as well, which made it even more dramatic. So I think that was fun. You might not think I pulled it off, but if you've got negative thoughts about my Shrek photo shoot, don't want to hear it. Had a great time. So yeah, that was really fun. The t-shirt's fine, it's a t-shirt with Shrek on it, so I'm gonna put it mid-tier, but yeah, it was fun. I'm not convinced like on the fit of it. I think maybe it needs a full bust adjustment or something, but t-shirt fitting is something that I want to try in 2024. And because a lot of patterns have, like a lot of pattern companies have a t-shirt pattern for free, so that might be a good thing to work on for the So Frugal challenge hosted by Sam and Ruan. So I'm going to keep an eye out for the details of that challenge and have a think about toiling some t-shirts potentially for that. Next up is a Liberty fabric. So this might have been my first Liberty that I sewed up. But yeah, really love this fabric. It's a super bold and colourful print. Made the Gilbert top and really, yeah, project went fine. I don't have any memories of anything particularly traumatic happening, which is good. Made it up and I wore it to the knitting and stitching show. Yeah, I've got my orange Ethel and Joan buttons on. So I originally had bought the fabric and the buttons together at the Stitch Festival. So I sewed them up to wear them to the next show, because I think it's really nice to be able to show like the small business owners that you have like really appreciated their products and like sewn them up. So yeah, that's good. Love it. Top tier. Next up, it's what I'm actually wearing right now. So this is the upcycled Mabel dress. So I made that for the Sew Upcycle challenge. And yeah, originally it was the dress, the Celeste dress by Selkie Patterns, and that hadn't fit me very well. So that would have been a bottom tier from a previous year. It had just been sitting in my cupboard for a while. So I turned it into the Mabel dress. This is my first version of the Mabel. And I wasn't sure if I was going to like the pattern or if it was going to make me feel matronly, but I did like it. I'm top tiering it. It's a floral, it's got some pops of colour in there. Yeah, it's cute. I like it. I added patch pockets, top tier. Next up is the Tilly and the Buttons Sonny jacket. So I made this using like a bright blue cobalt needle cord that I got from the So Sustainable fair, I think. I think it was from Missy Mop Fabrics. Let me just check. Yeah, Little Missy Mop. So yeah, I originally was thinking I'll make trousers with this fabric, but then I was gifted the Sonny pattern by Tilly and the Buttons, and I thought I'll give it a go. And also I had these big, brightly coloured rainbow buttons from Pigeon Wishes, which I thought would be perfect. So yeah, I really enjoyed making this project. I added so many like little details to it as well, like these big buttons and the sort of back to school theme labels from Little Rosy Cheeks. So yeah, it's got another label on the back as well. So yeah, it was really cute. I haven't had much opportunity to wear it because I finished it and then it kind of got a bit too cold for like just wearing a jacket, which was a bit annoying. But yeah, I do like that jacket and I'm pleased I made it. I don't know if I'll make loads of Sonny jackets because like how many jackets do you need? But yeah, top tier Sonny jacket. Okay, this one is a more recent one. When did I finish this? November. So I am not convinced about this. The fabric is from when I went to the party at Fabrics Galore. Really love the fabric. It's a cotton, but it's so smooth and like it's almost like silky smooth. I think it's a Liberty Deadstock. And I tried the Penelope blouse by Maison Fauve, but what I didn't realise was that the pattern pieces were for the dress version. So the pattern is sold as a dress and a top, but there aren't separate pattern pieces to make the top. And it tells you to extend the pattern pieces if you're going to make the top. But it tells you that on the very last page of the instructions. So I just kind of carried on, lovely, made a top, but then it was really cropped. So I mean, I always wear a high-waisted trouser anyway. I'm addicted to my Danis. These are the ones that featured earlier, which were top tier, obviously. But yeah, this I'm still not sure about. I don't know whether I should like unpick the hem and just make it into the dress because I do have more of the fabric left. But for me, I think the print is too ditzy for a full dress. So I don't know if I'd like it as a dress. But maybe I do like it as a top and I just haven't had that much opportunity to wear it. Another option is to use my extra fabric to make some like pajama shorts and have them as like summer cute pajamas. But usually when I'm at home, I'm a slob. So I don't know if there's much point having cute pajamas. But anyway, that's going to go in the mid-tier while I decide if it's going to grow on me or if actually I don't like it and I'm going to make it into something else. All right, guys, 3 more projects to go and then 2023 is over. So we've got my second Mabel dress, which I made in this fabric, which is another Lady McElroy print, which I bought using a voucher from Fabrics Galore, which I mentioned earlier in the video. So it's just such a vibrant print and I really love all the colours on it. So I decided to go for a Mabel dress because I really like this one, the first one that I made. But I'm not as convinced by this one. So I've done the long sleeve version. This is the short sleeves. And originally I was going to add an extra tier and make it full length. But I made this project when I was visiting my friend Natalie for the Harrogate Knitting and Stitching show. And she convinced me that it would be more wearable if I made it like the usual length rather than full length. So I didn't do the extra tier, but I did still do the long sleeves. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just not convinced about it. Maybe it's just like unbalanced with the long sleeves and it would be better if I made shorter sleeves. Or maybe it's just because like it's quite brightly coloured and it's the winter and maybe I'll feel more keen about it in the summer. But yeah, that's my Mabel dress. So it's still growing on me basically. So I'm going to put it in the middle tier. And then maybe it will get bumped up to top like later on, or maybe I'll have to do some changes to it. But yeah, let me know what you think about that Mabel dress. Then we've got my project that I made for Christmas. So originally I was going to use this fabric from Jenny's Stitches, which I bought at the Harrogate Knitting and Stitching show, because it's really cute. It's got these little animals on. And I tried the Mercer top, which is another haystack pack pattern. And this pattern, it's sort of like quite a simple top, but then it's got these like flanges that come out of the shoulders to make it more interesting. Unfortunately for me, this design just didn't really work for me. I felt like the flanges were way too wide and I felt like I couldn't pull it off. Like I just was too triangular and it wasn't it for me. I don't know if it's because like I'm only 5'2" and that's why I can't carry like this extra width on the shoulders, or if it was just like a personal thing, or maybe like the fabric as well, because obviously with all these animals it was quite a quirky print to begin with and quite a sort of stiff fabric. So anyway, I kind of went back to the drawing board a bit with that pattern and I halved the width of the flanges to try and make it more wearable for me. And I used this fabric, which is like a silk fabric. This fabric has got a funny story actually. So I got this fabric from Doug, my husband's gran, because she sewed a long time ago, so she had this stash that she was passing on to me. So I thought that this was a fabric that she had picked up on one of her like trips to Asia. But then when I had made the top and I was wearing it at Christmas, and Doug's mum was like, oh, yeah, I think one of Doug's previous girlfriends bought that fabric from one of their holidays. And I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I guess if she's out there, I've got your fabric now and your man. So thanks. But yeah, I thought it was quite festive anyway, because it's got the red and the green. So this is my modified Mercer top. So you can probably see it's still got these kind of fins, or the flange as they call it in the pattern. But yeah, I think I might have like cut them like too small. Like I feel like the flange is what makes the pattern interesting, and now I feel like I've kind of clipped its wings a bit. But yeah, maybe it's just a bit less extra in a plainer fabric. Yeah, I think also I might like to put a slit here because it's a little tight on the hips. Like I said earlier with the patina, that was an issue. So yeah, I could put a slit in there and then I don't lose that detail bit off the bottom as I would if I cropped it. And then the final challenge of the year is with this gorgeous Liberty cotton tyne-a-lawn that I got in the Black Friday sale at So Me Sunshine. I really was just like, yeah, that's it, I'm treating myself. So I have made a couple of Liberty blouses before. One of them I love, I wear it all the time. And then the other one I actually donated because it was in quite a thick quilting cotton, and also I didn't feel super comfortable in the colour. It was like a peachy sort of colour. But yeah, anyway, it's a really easy pattern to sew up, the Anthea blouse, but it does have impact with those big sleeves. So this is my Liberty Anthea blouse, and I was really pleased with it, and I bought the buttons in person when we went shopping to Goldhawk Road with the Surrey Sews group. So yeah, I just thought it all came together really well. The only part I'm like not super convinced about is the neckline. It's because it's like bias binding, sometimes it wants to like stick up and doesn't want to sit super flat, but maybe that's just because you just need some time to like sort of settle down into the way that I've wrangled it to be. But yeah, I like that project. It was a nice sort of simple one to finish the year on, and I think it's going to go really well with my first project of 2024, which I've just finished, which is the Dani pants. So another true bias Dani pants, but these ones are in like an antique gold fabric. I'll get up the project plan so you can see. So I don't have a picture of me wearing these yet because I literally just finished them, but this is the fabric. So I think it will look really nice next to my Anthea blouse. So now it's time for scores on the doors. How many projects made it into each tier of my ranking system? So let's start with the bottom tier. How many projects did I waste my time on in 2023? Thankfully, it was only 5 projects that I felt like I just didn't enjoy the outcome at all. In the middle tier, I had 9 projects, so more than in the bottom tier, but then I had even more in the top tier with 11 top tier projects. So I'm pretty pleased with that spread. And then I feel like there are some things in the middle tier that maybe I just need to like get more chances to wear and like kind of get to know a bit better. So maybe those will come up, or maybe there's some things that I can do to sort of perfect those garments. Okay, so now it's time for a review of each of the tiers to try and figure out if there's any trends, anything that I need to avoid so that I don't make too many bottom tier garments this year, anything that I want to make sure that I prioritize to get more top tier makes. So let's start with the bottom tier. What should I avoid? So obviously plain black. I'm not buying any more plain black fabric after making 2 things in plain black that both got bottom tiered. And then the others I think were just basically fit issues. So yeah, a lesson to trust myself from the past for fitting, and also, yeah, just some things just are experimental and they don't quite work out. I mean, I'm fine with that. Like sewing it's not just creating garments, like it is a process as well. So I'm not like annoyed that some of the things I tried didn't work out. Okay, so let's go up to the middle tier. So a lot of these things, they are wearable, they do fit, but I'm just not fully in love with them. So for things like the Barbie dress, my colour block March dress, my funky Dani trousers with the fabric I picked up at the swap, they are probably also my Mabel dress. They're quite out there. Like I do like them, but I need that confidence to be able to wear them, which I don't always have. So that's why they're middle tier, because although objectively I love them, I just don't feel like they can always be a wardrobe staple for me. And I think that's fine. I suppose you could take the lesson from that to be that I need to build up my confidence, but also I feel like what you wear is a part of how confident you feel. So if on a sort of lower day I'm wearing something that I am not 100% about, that's not going to help. So I'm fine with making things that do go in the middle tier. Like not everything can be amazing, because otherwise then nothing will be amazing. But yeah, I've got, you know, things in middle tier that are fine, and, you know, stuff like with the collar on my Donny shirt and things, that's a lesson that I've learned for if I want to make a colour block version of that in the future. All right, now let's get on to the good stuff, the top tier. What did I love making and wearing this year? So I think it's quite obvious that florals is up there. I think like almost everything is floral apart from like my plain Dani pants and then a couple of like slightly more abstract prints and my Sonny jacket, which is plain needle cord. So yeah, I'm not gonna stop buying florals. I love a floral. I am mindful not to buy lots of florals that look very similar to each other, because then I'm just having a stash of stuff that's all the same. One of my hacks for this is to ask my husband, what do you think of this fabric? And if Doug says, haven't you already got this fabric? It's probably too similar to what I've already got. So yeah, I mean, quite a lot of blue, but I'm also experimenting with different colours as well, like more sort of pinky, reddy tones, which is new for me. So yeah, I think also as well, a big part of it is comfort. Like, as well as a good fit, I need to feel like comfortable. So, you know, that's why a lot of the sort of loose fitting dresses have been very popular with me this year, like especially the Romey dress and the Wilder gown. I've worn them loads. Like, I know I made them quite early in the year, so I've had more opportunity to wear them. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to stop wearing those dresses. So I think you know, comfy, colourful, like floral is all stuff that's like top tiered the garments for me. So let me know what you thought about my tiering system and if you think you would fancy doing that for your project. I know that I've made quite a lot this year, and yeah, I want to enjoy the process, but I'm not necessarily planning like to make less this year, because sewing is my hobby. It's what I really enjoy doing. So yeah, I'm just kind of interested to see what I make this year, because you never kind of know, like it always has to go with the inspiration for me. I have made a make 9, but I don't know if I'm going to share it, because I don't know if I'm going to make any of those projects. But yeah, let me know what you think. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm just so grateful for you being here, especially if you've watched this video right till the end, because I'm aware it's quite a long one, but I thought I'd just catch you up on all my projects of the year in one go. I am sorry that I haven't done that many videos recently, but I'm not going to be committing to doing like regular YouTube videos in this year either, because I just find you need a lot of confidence to sit in front of the camera, and I don't always feel up to it. And also it takes a lot of time as well to record and then edit, and I want to make sure that anything I put out is like interesting and sort of high enough quality for you guys. But yeah, do give this video a like if you did enjoy it. I really appreciate everyone's support and encouragement. And yeah, I've put the details for the Stash Hub app in the description. This is what I am working on full time now, so it's really exciting to be able to spend more time with the sewing community and working with my husband. So yeah, it's really good, and I genuinely, for me, find it a really useful tool. I know originally Doug created the app for me, but yeah, if that's something you're interested in, do check it out. So yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. I hope that you've all had a lovely break and lovely start to the new year, and I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone else is working on in 2024. Bye!